Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. So of course, as you could tell from the title of the video, today the talk of the town is Anastasia Beverly Hills. I will be pulling out the products that I own from the brand and apply them while we're having a little chat, hanging out, talking about the good, the bad, in my personal opinion, of Anastasia Beverly Hills. So if that sounds like a video you would like to see, then just go ahead and keep on watching. Alrighty, Anastasia Beverly Hills. It was founded in 1997, and I do remember hearing about the brand when in high school. I graduated high school in 2005. That was 20 years ago. Now this is not going to be a deep dive. I'm not going to give you all the stats and numbers and receipts and all that. This is more opinion based than anything. As you could tell, I already have my base down. I went into the Laura Mercier Skin Tint in the matte finish, shade 3N, and I mixed a tiny bit of the Surat Dewdrops in shade number 6. For primers, I went into the Isamaya Color Correcting Serum in Pistachio, the Refi Under Eye Primer, the Cali Ray Matte Primer for my T-zone, and a tiny bit of the Rare Beauty Glowy Primer for the perimeters of my face. Now we're going to jump into the Anastasia Concealer, the Magic Touch Concealer. I have shade number 7. I do feel like these run maybe a tiny bit dark. Yeah, I think dark. Make sure that you go and swatch in person before you purchase whatever shade you think you are. I do enjoy this product. It's one of those concealers that you can definitely go full coverage, but I'm able to make it work for my personal taste. I like a lighter coverage when it comes to my base. I'm not the full coverage girly. I'm just not. I used to be, but not anymore. And in 2000 is when they launched their eyebrow products. So they've been around for quite some time. I do remember in high school hearing about the brow pomade from Anastasia. Everybody was using that. Absolutely everybody. So they have been around. Okay, there is what the concealer looks like. It lays down very nicely, very smoothly. You saw how much I used. It wasn't a lot of product, and that was more than enough. Maybe just a tiny bit more than I normally would go for. My skin is a tiny bit dry. It's been on and off here with the sickness, so my skin is just not happy right now, but it still looks so pretty. If you are wondering, I'm not going to jump in to the contour stick. Shadow, which is the second lightest shade, is the shade that I have, which I have been loving this. It is the perfect contour tone for my skin tone. I am a neutral, sometimes leaning olive undertone. It just depends on you and your skin tone. There was one beauty content creator, I think she's mostly known on TikTok, but I have seen her around Instagram. She swatched this shade and the lightest shade, and they did not look cool toned at all on her skin tone. So you know more than ever whether, yes, you can use contour shades or not. The Milk Makeup contour sticks, those she prefers, but for some reason the lightest shade and the second to lightest shade in this, they did not look like contours at all on her. If you are wondering why I didn't use a foundation from ABH, that is because I don't own one. Now, I feel like the foundation from Anastasia Beverly Hills was in so many professional makeup artist kits. I just never purchased that foundation. It's a pretty full coverage foundation, okay? And yeah, so I just never purchased it. I know they do have that skin tint that comes in the stick form. I also did not purchase that, even though I was very intrigued. And I'm glad I didn't, because it's honestly 50-50. People are saying it is just a tiny bit too greasy. So I'm kind of just waiting for the perfect base product that they launch that I can pick up. And the newest foundation, I was very interested in that. I just decided to skip because I told myself, okay, Anastasia, the stuff that they launch, it's pretty full coverage. That's not your vibe. So maybe wait and see a couple of reviews to see if it's going to be a full coverage foundation because the last thing you want to do is purchase it and then not really enjoy it because it's too full coverage. And I'm glad I skipped on it because it sounds like it's a pretty full coverage foundation. Beautiful, but pretty full coverage. Now I know I can thin it out a tiny bit, but I know myself and I know I'm not really going to pick it up all that often. I only own a couple of full coverage foundations in my collection, and those I don't really pick up all that often. Yeah, it's not that I didn't want to try them, it's that I knew after the review they probably weren't gonna really be touched, you know? This contour stick, I've been absolutely loving it. It is so good. You saw how easy it blended. It's giving me chisel. It doesn't look gray. It's perfect. Okay, the next product I'm gonna use is the cream bronzer in shade Amber. So this is a bronzer in a little pot. You can definitely tell I've used this. Formula is beautiful. Just the tone on Amber is not perfect for my skin tone. I definitely remember seeing 50-50 reviews on this. Personal preference, I feel like, definitely has a lot to do with it. It's a pretty product, but I would be lying if I said that I use this often, because I don't. I think the brand has definitely missed the mark on a couple of things, but I also feel like they kind of sort of made a name of themselves. And a lot of the reason for that is because of their eyebrow products. I mean, I feel like absolutely everybody was raving about Anastasia Beverly Hills. At least that's from what I can recall. Yeah, the formula is beautiful, just the tone. If you're a warm tone girly, this tone might be absolutely beautiful for you. Now, I feel like Anastasia has been doing well, and maybe too well to where maybe they stopped trying. I remember when they were throwing collaborations left and right. I mean, the Jackie Aina palette, I love that palette. I do own it. The Amarizi, I never really watched her, but I did end up picking up the palette. Gosh, the white one with, what's her name? Oh, I can't remember, but she's also been a part of YouTube for forever. Just so many collaborations that they kept coming out with, and I feel like that was probably around the time when they were at their peak. Now, they have definitely been a part of, not scandals, but just, you know, I also feel when her daughter Norvina started bringing out products under Anastasia, they were also at their peak. I do have two of the big Norvina palettes. I think it's only two, and I think I'm going to use one of them for today. Okay, everything is looking so pretty. See how that bronzer pulls a little bit yellow? That's the only reason why I don't use it too often. By the way, I used the Rose Ink foundation brush and then the number 12 brush from Victoria. I do have the blush stick. Pink Dahlia is the name of this. I remember when these were launched, and they were actually, I think, a big hit, if I recall correctly. This was also around the same time that Miss Jaclyn Hill launched her blush sticks in that one collection. I forget what it's called. Something Romance, right? This is the Sephora 96 brush. Let me know down below, what was your first purchase from Anastasia? I feel like everybody has purchased at least one thing from the brand. My very first purchase was a brow pomade. I honestly don't even know why I purchased that, because I don't use brow pomades. I never have. I felt they were too difficult to work with. Yeah, that was my very first purchase from Anastasia. I do enjoy their original brow gel. I feel like it's a fantastic formula and it works beautifully still till this day. I don't have it anymore, but I went through a couple of those because it was one of the only brow gels at the time that worked for my stubborn eyebrows. This tone is so pretty. All right, my lovelies, I am back and I already have powder bronzer, and powder blush. I went in to the new Givenchy Prisme Libre pressed powder for my under eyes in shade 03. Tiny bit of the Charlotte Tilbury in Flawless Peach for like my chin and my forehead. And then I did use, what did I use for the rest of my face? Did I use anything for the rest of my face? Maybe I forgot to, now that I think about it. I was going to go with a loose powder for the rest of my face and I just didn't. I forgot. Okay. I did go in to the Dior Nude Bronze in shade 04 Warm. It's supposed to be the like slightly glowy finish, but I don't feel like it has, if any, glow at all. And then I did go into the Westman Duo in Petal and Biscuit. Only the biscuit powder for my contour. For blushes, I mixed the Tower 28 and the Chow. So Anastasia does have a loose powder. I have not tried it, but I have heard good things about it. Let me know if you have and if you think it's good. She also has a individual powder bronzer and a compact. Haven't tried that formula. I have also heard good things about it. She does have a face palette that has a blush, a highlighter, and a bronzer, kind of like Urban Decay used to do back in the day. I remember seeing the reviews and people complaining that they have too much pigment. And then she did come out with the Primrose palette, which had an eyeshadow and then I think a blush and a highlighter duo. But I didn't purchase that. She does have compacts of blush trios and they have different finishes like a satin and a matte. I used to own one and I got rid of it. I just didn't really use it. And I think the tones weren't my absolute favorite. And she does have individual highlighters, which I already went into highlighter. I used the new Dior in 03 Pink Halo. I've been loving this. And I think that's it. I am going to jump into this Anastasia eye primer. This is a very liquidy eye primer. And like you see that, it's a mess. So this eye primer works sometimes and sometimes it doesn't. Since I am going to use ABH eyeshadow palettes today, I figure it should be fine. It doesn't perform the same every single time I use it. I don't enjoy this eye primer too much. Let me know if you have had similar experiences if you've used this. It's just not, and it runs really light. I don't know how anyone with a tan or deep complexion can use this, because if it was translucent then I would understand, but it's not. You see that, like, it really lightened up my eyelids. Okay, so these are the only two Norvina palettes that I have. They came out with, was it 4 or 5 different? So I have, I don't even know. Oh, okay, so I have volume 4 and volume 5. This one I think was a either birthday or Mother's Day gift from my husband, because I had been wanting this one. Let me show you real quick. And I do own other eyeshadow palettes from Anastasia. I have the Sultry palette, I have the Jackie Aina, the Amrezy, the latest 2 that they launched that were not collaborations. I think it was the latest 2. No, the latest 3. I don't have the Cosmic. Crap, I can't remember, but I do own a good amount. Okay, so this one is volume 4, the one with the pink packaging, and there it is. These were so in back in 2018, 2019. Color was the thing. Big palettes like this were the thing, and everybody wanted palettes like these. I think we're gonna use volume 5 today. I do enjoy Anastasia eyeshadow formula. I don't know what the latest one that they launched, because it literally seems like every single brown tone in that palette is the same tone. I don't know what they were thinking in putting 4 or 5 mattes that look exactly the same in the palette. So the first 3 were really colorful, right? Oh my gosh, this one still has the plastic thing. This one is so beautiful, and I think this is the one we're gonna use today because I am filming on Easter Sunday and I don't think I want to do anything really out there for today. Okay, so I think I'm gonna jump into A5. This is a Fluffy Alamore Cosmetics brush. Let me know if you still have any of the Norvina palettes. I feel like that was kind of a change for the brand, something completely different that they had ever done, and why they were such a big hit. Because gosh, I remember everybody buying these and doing like multiple looks on their channel, and it was so fun seeing all the different eye looks that were being created. These are the only 2 that I own from the Norvina collection. I don't think I owned any of the other colorful ones. There was a time when I did see the neon one and the one with the dark purple packaging at my local TJ Maxx, but I didn't need it, so I didn't purchase it. I am perfectly happy with having these two. I don't need to own all of them. Oh, that's a beautiful tone. You see that? Okay, I'm gonna jump into this one here, which is E5. Wayne Goss number 8. I do enjoy the eyeshadow formula in these. There is some pressed glitters, and I don't like that, but the mattes perform really nice. I'm just ecstatic to be pulling these out and actually using them. Okay, I am going to take a tiny bit of this really light, almost looks like a taupey brown. Not really taupe, neutral brown. A4. This is it brushes for Ulta in the 105, and I'm just gonna use this to blend out the edges of that first shade I went into. Yeah, like that. All right, I think I'm going to do this one here, B5. It's more of a metallic and it's pretty dark. So that's gonna go right here. NYX glitter glue is on. See, it's just a metallic shade. Okay, and I'm kind of looking at this taupey gray right here. It's probably gonna look more like a silver, but it's fine. I think it should be okay. Oh, that looks straight up silver. Okay, here is what we're looking like. Now these shimmers are pretty classic shimmers. They don't have shifts. They don't have different glitter sparkles in them. It's like a classy kind of eye look. I definitely enjoy eye looks like these from time to time. So much for not having too much on the eyes, right? I am going to jump into the matte white A1. Oh, and that silvery shade was C2. This is Blend Bunny B3. This is no longer available, but just any little pencil fluffy brush will work. And this white in here, it is a fabulous white. You see that? And I didn't go into any white base. Okay, I think that's pretty much the eye look. And I think the only thing I have left is lip products. Okie dokie, eyebrows are done. And mascara is on. I panned my Anastasia brow pencil and I need to repurchase. I just haven't. I'm trying to get down to maybe 2, at the most 3 brow pencils. I have the Gucci, I have the Refine, I have the Melt, and the Charlotte. So if I pan one more, I will definitely be repurchasing the Anastasia brow pencil. I think that is my 2nd or 3rd eyebrow pencil that I've gone through completely. I try not to buy too many eyebrow products. I know what I like. I try to just stick to what I like. For the eyebrow gels, I prefer the older formulation versus the newer one that's the plastic nude tone like this. I don't know if it's the brush, the formula, but I prefer that formulation over the newer one that they have launched. It just, after a week or 2, it became gunky and just a tiny bit harder to work with. It kept my eyebrows in place. It was just not an absolute favorite. I'm trying to remember the last time I was excited about an ABH launch, and I think the last time was when they launched their lipsticks and their lip liners. I only own one of the shades because the other one that I wanted at the time was sold out for like the longest time. And I just haven't purchased a new one. I definitely want to. I probably should. I have some Ulta money, so maybe I'll do it that way so that I'm not actually spending money. And I have 2 of the lipsticks, and these are actually really good. The formula, I want to say they are a little bit, not glossy, but like a matte and a lip balm hybrid. The one I swatched was Dusty Rose, and I do love that tone. And then this other one here, it's a little bit lighter, Taupe Beige. So this is Dusty Rose and this is Taupe Beige. Both of these are absolutely beautiful. I have definitely enjoyed both of these lipsticks. And then Raisin is the tone of the lip liner that I got. And I do feel this lip liner is a fabulous formula and they have really beautiful tones. So I am going to use this lip liner. I forget the name of the lip liner that I want from Anastasia, but it's like a beautiful everyday nude tone. If you have a favorite, let me know. Now, the liquid lips that they came out with, a lot of people seem to really enjoy those as well. I almost purchased one, but I decided to wait. I haven't been using too many matte lip formulations, like liquid, I should say. Okay, see, the lip liner looks scary, but if you apply it the way that I did, it's not scary at all. I think I'm gonna mix both of these lipsticks. So let's go into Dusty Rose first. I'll put it on the outer. And I have also tried the newest mascara that Anastasia launched. I bought a mini and it flaked. It flaked like crazy. So I did not like the mascara. Now I'm gonna jump into Taupe Beige. I think this is the one I have used the most out of the two. Yeah, and this formula is so nice, so comfortable. Doesn't last a ton, but just enough for what I look for. I probably do need to check out their matte liquid lips. All right, my lovelies, makeup is done and I think everything looks beautiful. This lip combo is actually really, really pretty. The eye look is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Anytime I pick up any of those two Nirvana palettes, I think my eye look comes out stunning. Okay, I don't have a setting spray from ABH. I just went ahead and used the Veeb. Like I said, today is Easter and we do have family coming over in about 2.5 hours. So I need to hurry up. Luckily, everything is ready. They did recently launch a setting spray. I was tempted to pick up the small one, but I'm trying to go through a couple. I'm almost done with my Pretty Fresh, so that's good. What was I going to say? Yes, ABH. What do I think? Do I feel that the brand still has a future in the beauty community? I will cheer on ABH like I cheer on MAC Cosmetics because it's a nostalgia for me. They bring me back to my high school years. It's crazy to think that they've been around since 1997. So that's what, 28 years. Launched their first beauty product, which was eyebrow products in 2000. That's 25 years ago and they're still around, you know? I was worried about the brand 2-3 years ago just because I feel like I wasn't excited for any of the launches that they were bringing. I think slowly they're getting back to a status where they are being talked about. I feel like their last couple of launches have been really good. Okay, I did pull out. So these are all of the ABH palettes I have. The two Normina and these. So I have the Amorese, which is a very pretty, and I feel like it has a lot of the common eyeshadows tones that they would launch. The Sultry palette, who remembers this one? I'm pretty sure this was a limited edition and this was popular because it was more of a cool tone color story than what they normally would give us. Carly Bible, there you go, this one. I don't feel this one was given its moment that it needed because I feel like this one, the Carly Bible, which runs a really warm tone, the Jackie Aina, and there was another one, a really colorful one. I forget the name of the influencer, but here is the Jackie Aina, which, this color story, it's so good. So good. She did fabulous with this, but I feel like Carly Bible, Jackie Aina, and that colorful one that I'm thinking about, and I'll probably post a picture up of, they were just launched back to back. So I feel like each creator did not get the moment that they deserved. Modern Renaissance, oh my goodness, like hello, what? 2010 ABH. I love this, can you tell? And the velvet. And then the two newest ones that they launched, I think this one was launched before, the Nouveau palette. This one was really pretty. I enjoyed playing with this one. That's when they started changing like the texture on the outside and the layout. Pans are a little bit bigger. This one's a very pretty, soft and subtle kind of color story. And then the Rose Metals. This one was a grungy palette. I definitely enjoyed playing with this one as well. And I love the outer packaging and same layout as the Nouveau. It's a very grungy. I mean, there's one matte that's super light, but I feel all of the shimmers are pretty dark. The Nouveau and the Rose Metals are the two. Well, no. Cosmic was another one, and the 9-pan eyeshadow palettes that they have recently launched. I hope you had fun going down memory lane with those palettes. I love one of my favorite things about my makeup collection is looking through everything that I have and remembering, you know, when it was launched and just the nostalgia of things. Yeah. All right, my lovelies, thank you so much for joining me in today's video. I had so much fun playing with the Norvina Volume 4 palette. Gosh, I wish I had all the time in the world to just dip into all of the eyeshadow palettes that I have, because there are so many amazing eyeshadow palettes, so much amazing makeup, and it was so much fun thinking about where ABH started and where they are now. Of course, just like any makeup brands, they go, you know, through a very curvy growth timeline. I am hopeful. I am hopeful that ABH is going to come back just like trends are from the 2010s. I would love to hear your thoughts on the brand itself. Is it still a brand that you absolutely love? What has been your favorite launch from the brand? I know sometimes people think that shade extensions, because I have heard, and I get it, I totally get it. The newest foundation did get just a slight backlash because of the undertones, the number of shades, all that good jazz that makeup brands experience when they give us face products. And I get it, but I feel like sometimes when we look at shade extensions, it's not so much that it was an afterthought, because I have heard comments like that. For me, the way that I see it, and maybe it's just me trying to be a tiny bit more positive in life, the brand took the backlash, the feedback, whatever you want to call it, brainstormed and brought us shade extensions. So it's more of a growth move than an afterthought. But again, maybe it's just me trying to be a tiny bit more positive, giving people the benefit of the doubt. But the fact that we even do get shade extensions, because I feel like there are certain brands where they get that feedback and the backlash, and they still don't give us shade extensions. So when they actually do, so like Hourglass with the concealers, who else? Makeup by Mario with the foundations. Like, I feel that is a show of growth from the brand. So hopefully they are listening. Hopefully they are getting the feedback, taking it with a grain of salt, and going into whatever little room they go into, brainstorming and figuring out how they can make it better. But I feel like I will always root for ABH. They're just like MAC Cosmetics. They give me that nostalgic feel, and I enjoy it. Going through these palettes, it was fun. All right, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. You have no idea. All the comments, all the likes, if you use my links to shop. It truly all does mean so much to me. With that being said, do not forget to give the video a big thumbs up, and also don't forget to click the subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will see you all on my next video. Bye.